guys are out here on the heels of the attempted Trump assassination. Can I get your reaction to what happened the other day?
Well, it's a shame the person missed.
Hey everybody, I caught myself an awesome one to do a recording with today. My beautiful, awesome, amazing friend Tori. Hi Tori.
Hi. Thank
I
you for
love
having
you.
me back.
I love you so much. You're so awesome and beautiful and such a great person to do this with. So
Thank you.
today, Tori and I decided that we wanted to do a reaction to this attempted assassination on Trump because we find it, well, I'm not speak for yourself, but I find it disgusting. How about you?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
again, regardless who it is, um, it's completely un-American and
Thank you.
so sad. So sad that we're at this point. I mean, talk about going back in time. I mean, here we are, an assassination attempt on a previous president. Like,
What? I know. I don't get it. I actually don't get it at all. But so here we are, and Tori and I. Tori, you're a libertarian.
yep.
Yeah, you're a libertarian, and I am a registered Democrat, but doesn't mean I'm staying there. Just so you know. But I thought it's kind of cool that we're both in different sort of political space. But I bet we align a lot. But that being said, I wanted to also show that just because we are different political parties doesn't mean we can't sort of find agreement on things, right?
Yeah, I'm a libertarian now. Before I transitioned, I was a Republican because it's what I
Oh,
was like kind of raised in that
yeah,
area.
yeah,
My dad was one and my mom was more Democrat, so I don't know.
right.
I just kind of went along with it. Then when I transitioned, I went full blue.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
of
it's what you
course.
do when you're a member of the cult. Um, and
Awesome.
then from there, I'm like, okay, I can't just keep going along with this. So I came back to more the middle.
Great,
Um,
great.
so that's where I stand now.
Well, I think a lot of young people are swayed by their parents' political because you don't understand. So your parents are Republican, you become Republican, right? So
Yeah.
I was, I think, at an early age, but as I came, I came out as gay early, so that's why I immediately changed to Democrat, because that's
Right.
yeah, exactly what you just said. That's what you do. So first, I have this the actual attempted assassination video that I think we'll just play a little bit of, and we can talk a little bit. And then I found some really disturbing ones that I think it's really important that you and I have a conversation about. So with that, let me just and thanks everybody for watching, liking, subscribing. Please like this. If however you feel about it, we love the comments. They're really important. You know that my platform is open to that kind of stuff. It's just not open to gnarly, stupid, hateful stuff, but it's most definitely open to your opinion about the situation. So here we go.
And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
It's sick.
Blood flowing.
I know it scares me.
Move to the spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
It's chaos.
Ready?
Absolutely.
It really makes me sad.
Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Shooting
Clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
When he raises his fist, I'm like, okay, I gotta give the guy some props. He's kind of badass.
It is, and it made that iconic picture now. I mean
That's
that is an iconic with the flag
Iconic.
flying above. I was like, that's pretty America right there.
You can't get more American, and also, whoever
Right.
took that photo, dude, is going down in history for like the most amazing photo op at, I mean, whatever you think about Trump, I just, I think it's just incredible that he had the sort of wherewithal to think that after he had literally, if he would have moved 1 inch over, we know he would have been dead right now.
That's the insane part. I've seen things that people have said the crosshairs were right where they needed to be. So people said he was a bad shot, but they were exactly where they needed to be, and he just moved
right.
at the exact right time.
Wow.
And like,
Just
like it's
wow.
insane.
I know. I mean,
Insane.
seriously, somebody was with him at that time, and here we stand today. So I find it really sick, some of the comments people are saying, and I would say that the majority of the comments obviously are coming from a more left-leaning democratic space. How about you?
Oh yeah. You mean
Yeah.
from the cult or?
Yeah. I mean, politicians saying weird, and now all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I hope you get better." Like, who I hate more than I don't hate. I don't. That's a really horrible thing to say, but I just like AOC. I cannot stand her. I think she is an
Oh,
instigator. I think she's a crazy person, and I just think she. And also, some of these apologies, they seem so disingenuous.
I haven't followed anything that AOC has said or
Uh,
anything. I
she's
don't.
just like she's so mean and nasty, and she's already said so many. She calls him Trump a Nazi, and that's I just hate how they call him a
Oh,
Nazi. It's so
yeah, I
pathetic.
know.
So
Especially
pathetic.
to people of Jewish origin. I mean, that is not
Yeah,
a word that you throw around.
thank you
Um,
for saying that.
I was watching something with Piers Morgan
Mm,
talking about someone that was calling Trump Hitler. And it's like, well, last time I checked, Donald Trump hasn't killed 12 million people.
thank you.
So the fact that you are attributing a former president, whether you like him or not, but a former president of the United States
Yeah,
as one of the most evil people in the world, in history, I should
yeah,
say,
yeah,
killing millions and millions of marginalized people, that's sick. I don't care who you are. It's
totally.
just, oh my god. And
It's
flippantly
pathetic.
used, so flippantly used.
Yes, exactly. Great point. It is like as if it's nothing. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then people get pissed about the word tranny or whatever. I'm like, how? What? And you can't. How dare you? Should get just as pissed at the word Nazi or calling somebody Hitler. Like, what are you talking about? It just is pathetic. These people are sick. So,
I've been
so,
called a Nazi for the
so
very
have I.
similar reason because I'm more conservative and
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Christian and
yeah.
white, and
And
it's like,
white.
what? It's
How
just
do they expect us to find common ground when they are continually alienating people from us as trans people? I mean, I know you, so I could say it, but we don't stand with that. That's ridiculous. Like, what? We're allowed to have our own opinions. Just because we're trans doesn't mean we have to be like part of something. That's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah, and it weirdly people like to harp on the Republican Party as being this anti anything, and they're very
That's right.
traditional. But
That's right.
it has almost seemed, in my experience at least, to be the complete opposite. I mean, the most
Yeah,
loving,
totally.
open and supportive,
Yep.
understanding people have been more right leaning, and I'm like, oh, didn't expect that.
Yeah, because we're told that I did that today in my live. I was like, wait, you can't just make assumptions about people because people are telling you that. That's like saying all Republicans are this way, all Democrat. My family is Republican, my whole family. They're super awesome. You would love hanging out. Everyone would love. They're totally genuinely nice people. They're not like that. They have a
Yeah.
trans like person in their life. We have actually two other trans cousins and some LGBT people. And I mean, it's like, what are you talking about? That's the rhetoric that keeps us separated,
Yeah.
right? So how this picture, how we are here, in the middle, it's keeping us pushed away from each other.
Yeah.
The rhetoric, and it's just getting to be very nasty. And then when stuff like this happens, we need to stand up, especially as transsexual people. You and
Yes.
I need to stand up against this hateful nonsense because people will lump us in with the wingnuts.
Oh, immediately
Yeah,
because we're trans.
that's right.
But then also
That's
the
right.
wingnuts will come to us and be like, "Oh, you're supporting Donald
I
Trump?
know, totally,
He wants to
totally.
kill you. You know those boots you're licking are gonna stomp you on the head, right?" And I'm like, "No, honestly, no. I really I don't know that to be a fact because I can't
That's
see
right.
the future."
And also, where's the facts? Because that's just not true. He has lots of gay weddings at his Mar-a-Lago, just so you know. I know a lot of gay men Republicans, and I know 3 that had their weddings there. So somebody who's anti-LGBT would not have weddings at their house. So you people are nuts. So let's move forward because I got some really good stuff here. Let me see. Which one would I? Okay, I want to bring up this one because this one is a nutcase. Okay.
Well, it's a shame the person missed, but it's ironic that the shooter was also a Republican, and I am scared about political violence.
You're scared of political violence, but you were hoping that he wouldn't have missed.
Yes.
Wow. Could you elaborate on that? I mean, many people are thankful that the shooter missed and could have led to a lot of conflict in the country.
Regardless if Trump is in power or not, he has a lot of influence, and that makes him a very dangerous person, and nothing will stop. And we want to live, and sometimes Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter that included one of my favorite quotes, that sometimes the tree of liberty needs to be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Oh my God.
Do you hope to see others also, if all that holds true, do you want to see others try what this young man tried at this Trump rally?
I don't know if it would do any good.
Okay, interesting, yeah. I see you have a crossbow over here. Can you tell me a little bit more about it and why you decided to bring it here?
Psycho.
So you have I don't know what it is. It looks like a crossbow.
Yeah, it's a pistol crossbow. I don't like firearms. This is a much safer alternative, and it's used only for personal defense as an absolute last resort. I hope I never have to use it.
Why did you feel compelled to bring it here? Do you feel unsafe?
Very much so. I'm absolutely terrified to be here.
I had one last question for you since it caught my eye. I see you have a hammer and sickle tattoo. Can you tell me more about this tattoo?
I was born in the Soviet Union. I was brought here when I was a little kid, but it's just a symbolism of where I came from. No, I do not support Russia. No, I don't condone anything that it does or that Putin has done. I would consider myself more of a socialist.
You go, because that person said so much insane stuff. My brain is...
Well, I mean, before any of that, I was like, is this a trans person?
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, the cat ears are what was my... The cat ears, then the rainbow mask.
Yep.
Then everything else.
Yep.
What?
I know. Wait, let me just say something here. The crossbow. You feel unsafe. I bet there's not one other person at that event that has an actual weapon. That's a weapon.
If they do, concealed and carried, maybe. There's nothing concealed about an actual pistol crossbow?
Pistol crossbow or something.
Never heard of that before. But I'm not up on my weapon knowledge.
It's basically a crossbow, which is like a bow and arrow thing, but it has a trigger. So it's a gun, but it's a bow. I mean, but it's an arrow bow. It's crazy. You can kill somebody with that. You can actually slaughter somebody.
And this individual is just having it on their leg, just resting.
Just walking around, with it there. Like, that's intimidation, if you ask me.
Right. Yeah. But they're scared.
That's what I'm saying.
Them are afraid. Yeah.
They're not. They're intimidating. They want somebody to say something to them so they can do that.
And then when he asked the line of questions, the way they just stopped and completely went on a different tangent to change the subject.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Thomas Jefferson said you know what? I think first off, didn't mean go try to take out a presidential candidate. And now, so this person is for it. So that is, again, the nutty ass LGBTQIA poo cult ass people who are totally vicious, who are vile, who are they just want to hurt. They want to actually be they're violent. That's what I was looking for. They're violent people.
Yeah, because they've been hurt, and so all they know what to do is return that. Because hurt people hurt people.
It's true. It's a real thing. So that person is annoying and disgusting, and a
in so many
representation.
ways.
I
So
think Blair put this out, so I think that's where I got it, and she said, so just so you know, for the people who keep asking why people like us are removing ourselves from the LGBT community, QIAPP poo poo, it's these people. So that's exactly right.
Exhibit A.
There you go.
Thank you,
Right there.
Blair.
Okay, so the next one stuff is so exhausting because it's just unbelievable to me. It just is. I can't even believe this is our community. So I love this next person I'm bringing up, Lady Maga. She's awesome.
Oh yeah,
I call her she, but she's a drag queen.
right.
So right,
You
she's a
know.
gay man who dresses up. She's not trans. He's not trans. He's a
I know.
dude.
But that's what we usually do when referring to drag queens. We change the pronouns
Because that's
they
how it
look
was, and it
like
was fun.
but
That's
they
right,
also look like it.
girl.
They put the
Yes,
effort in.
yes, right on. Excellent. So let's watch this. This is kind of disturbing.
And we are going to Salt Lake City Pride, and we are going to ask people what they think of our president, Donald Trump. Is if you had 1 minute with Donald Trump, what would you say?
Fuck you, Donald Trump.
Take me 1
You
second.
wouldn't like literally kill him.
I mean, if I didn't get
Okay.
charges, I'd kill him.
I would tell him he's a piece of
These kids, I'm telling you, they're not
Yeah.
holding back. Last but not least, how old are you guys?
19.
I'm 17, 15.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling. These are 15, 19, 17 or something like that. What?
These are literally our kids. These are our kids
Wow.
of our country. And based on what? Based on literally what?
That's
They
right.
didn't talk about it, but
That's right.
they were just like, yeah, just kill him. And it's like, how do you just say that? Awful.
Uh,
Awful.
Who's telling these kids it's okay to even think that? Those are the liberal Democratic Party of people telling these kids that Trump is Nazi and he will kill you and you better be ready. I'm like, what? That is just so not true. And it's actually bizarre to me that we are feeding young people this kind of message.
They're not even trans.
They're not even trans.
You know?
That's great point.
We're
Great
over
point.
here as trans people, like
Great point.
I really don't. I'm not all that worried that everyone's freaking out. All these trans
That's
people are
right.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move." I was like, okay, don't let the
See
door
ya.
hit you on the way out.
Bye-bye.
You're
Yeah,
literally
they're not. They're all
no, they won't.
mouthy.
They love
Nah,
to. They love to say that in their nice, comfy life that they live. Or
That's
you know,
right.
not everyone, obviously, but a lot of people that are whining and complaining about this stuff are
Yep.
saying all of these awful un-American things, living in America, having a roof over their head, food on their table, and
Yep.
a house or whatever,
Everything.
anything. Yeah,
These are, if you notice, they're all pretty well-off kids. If anything, they're
that's
not
what I was gonna
poor.
say. I was
No,
just gonna say, I
that's
wonder
right.
what
That's
their
right.
parents
That's right.
did
We
that.
we know that because they have. That's why they don't realize they actually have the freedom to say that. They could never say that in other spaces. That they are like free Palestine. Okay, go. I dare you. Go over there and say exactly what you're saying now. Just go. Have a
Yeah.
little trip. I'm sure many people will pay for your trip. You know, that's why it's actually dangerous that they speak like that.
And yeah, you can say whatever because you're free to do so in this nation, by the
That's
way.
right. That's
But
right.
words have meaning.
That's great. Thank you. They do. And I think they don't understand the consequences of what they're saying. And
I
they
have
just think
no
it's funny.
idea what
Kill him. Like,
Yeah.
no, not cool. Okay. So now we have a raving lunatic. Not that those weren't, but this one is even more insane. Okay. Watch
Just
this.
the girl in the car.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody
Really?
finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away! Ah!
I mean, really? Is this actually happening? Do people really like that's mental illness?
Holistic mama. That's the name name of that.
I didn't see that. Oh my God, you rule. You rule that you saw it.
I mean, we're connecting the dots. The dots are really just being connected there. Oh my
Stick mama. Nutty mama.
The screaming. What the actual?
And then talking to herself. It was a white man, like literally went out from that into a different character. And I'm like, whoa, you people are so insane.
Also, what does that mean? There's a white man behind that trigger. What are you saying?
Yeah, what does that mean? That's exactly right. And
That's
I want to comment on this part where I think it happened. I wasn't sure if it happened here or if I saw it earlier. They're saying that the person was a Republican. The kid was a registered Republican, but donated to a liberal organization. I believe this kid was 20 years old and was just a mess, right? I don't think the kid even had obviously nobody knows anything about this person. Do you know that his parents were therapists?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
What? They're therapists. What kind of therapists are they?
I don't know. When this whole thing happened, though, I was just waiting for the news to come out that the shooter was a trans person.
Me too.
I was like, oh, here we go. Here's the opportunity.
Yep.
Here's the carrot.
Wouldn't doubt it. I would have expected that more, to be honest with you.
But it's kind of interesting how he was See, I bet he was a registered Republican because of his parents or whatever they said. Kind of in my situation, when I first got into politics, aka turned 18 or whatever, and had to put down what I was, well, what was I used to? Being Republican, because that's what I was raised in that circle. I put that down. And then I was for the longest time until I started transitioning. And then I'm like, well, I can't have an R on there. So I got to change it.
I know, because it's not cool if you're a Republican and like LGBT, but obviously it is okay. It doesn't matter. That should mean nothing at all. It's just part of your life. It's not who you are on some level, right?
Kind of like your gender identity or your pronouns.
Totally. But wow, I know the kid is registered Republican. Doesn't mean anything, to be honest with you. And he gave money to a liberal organization. So like, we don't even know what he is. He's completely lost. He doesn't understand anything.
Yeah. Clearly.
So, do you know this? I guess he's pretty famous. Well, I was on his channel. His name is Destiny. And I was actually on his channel like 2 years ago. I did a debate with him and a bunch of guys about what it means to be trans and blah, blah, blah. And I had to set the record straight and talk about how different transsexual from transgender and, transitioning kids is sick and all this shit. And he was, pretty much kind of pushing back on me. He's super liberal. And I'm like, dude, I'm trans. You're not.
Right.
Like, what? You can have your opinion, but I actually know, okay? I know exactly what's happening here. You don't. It's like me saying I know what it means to be a man. I know nothing about that, okay? So, and I'm very honest about that.
Right.
So he kind of pushed on me a little bit and I pushed back, but it was fine. I'm all about that. I don't care what people think about me. But I think as he grew in his space and became more famous, he turned kind of wing nutty. So
I just found out who this guy was. So I didn't know. That's interesting that you sat down and talked to him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he probably wasn't as huge as he is now. Is he huge? I don't know.
Huge. Yeah. He's a big deal within the liberal. He's super hyper liberal, if that makes sense. I mean, so not what we are. I would consider us classical liberal or
but when it actually meant like diverse and inclusive, not believe what we say or die.
Or die. Or you're Hitler. Like, what? Yeah, no, he comes from that camp. And you're going to see, I think he's lost his mind. And I think that's a lot of the problem with social media is a lot of these people who become like huge influencers, I think that it goes to their head and they become something else. And I see it a lot in that space. And this person, I think, has lost their mind. So this person is ranting, his name is Destiny, about not about Trump being hit with the bullet, but more about the man who got killed in the audience, which is just disgusting. And that guy was a family dude. And he was like, oh, man, wow.
How can people?
Wow. So wait till you see what this guy says. Watch this.
Anyway, just to be clear, Fuck you. Fuck the guy that got shot at the rally. This is why I don't give a fuck about
There
showing
you- it's
sympathy.
not a joke.
This is why I
It's
don't
not a
give a
joke.
fuck. This is why I don't give a fuck about the sympathy for any of you fucking losers, because you won't own up
Listen,
to
don't
anything.
take it out on me because your
You
wife
won't
left
own
you,
up to
Fester. You have
anything.
to think.
Nobody is talking about my
All
ex.
right,
That's
all right,
great
all
if
right,
you're
all right.
joking.
Everybody
Oh
calm
my
down.
God, and he mutes
Jesus
me. Fuck
Christ.
me.
You got the skin complexion of Uncle Fester. Go worry about
That's
your
great, and
ex-wife.
you've got the
Stop acting
voice
like a big
tone of a
man.
guy with an A1C of 15. Okay, good for you.
That's fine.
Listen,
I don't even know what that means. God
I'm
bless.
sure you
Sounds
don't.
good.
That's why your feet are about to fall off, dipshit. Oh fuck, he muted me again. Okay,
Oh my
listen,
God.
all I'm
Go
saying
play-
is,
go
all
play
I'm
some
saying
video.
is, but
What are you
anyway,
talking about?
just to be clear, fuck you, fuck the guy that got shot at the rally. This is why I don't give a fuck about
There
showing
you- it's
sympathy.
not a-
I don't know if you can read all that, but it's pretty much him going off about the guy in the who got. Well, obviously, you can tell
Yeah.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a f about that guy.
Disgusting. Like, who? First of all, who are you to speak on the life of this
That's
guy?
right.
Like, we don't really know anything about this guy besides what they're lauding about him. But at the end of the day, he was a firefighter. He was a public servant. You know, it sounds like he was a great guy. So, like,
I know, family man, just a
Yeah.
family guy.
yes,
Yeah, at the rally.
All-American family
That's
guy.
right, all American family guys.
America, thank you.
That super chill and cool dude. You know, firefighters are always the coolest people. They are. They're super nice. It's just a shame that somebody of this like influence. I hate these people sometimes because they have too much influence, and then
Yeah.
you can just feel his. Can't you feel his energy? That's how he talks now, and it's just it's mind blowing. I'm like, dude, take a chill pill. Like, go get off the internet for a while. You're way too much.
How did you have a conversation with that? I mean, that's like
You
just
can't.
like a
Well, he wasn't like that. That's what I mean, I'll send you the
No.
link to the show and I'll put it here if you guys want to watch it because you're going to see he has a different energy 2 years ago. And now he has this energy that's just so insane and nasty and I don't give a f about that person says a lot about this guy. A lot.
no,
lot.
like ugh.
Not cool.
Again,
And-
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you support a political side or whatever. We're not talking politics here.
That's right.
Where he was at the
right.
Trump rally, you can't assume that just because he was at the Trump rally that he supported Trump. I mean, that's what everybody will say that goes
Right,
to the
but-
rally.
Who cares? But who cares?
Yeah.
Honestly, who cares? This is a free country and you should be able to go to a rally and be safe and not get killed. Number one. Number two, nobody should be okay with that. I don't care what side of the political aisle you stand on. Nope, this ruins our whole system, okay? Some people will say we don't have a democracy or whatever. Okay, well, that's a whole other conversation. But we are supposed to have a democracy, okay? We're supposed to be able to go to a rally at the Republican place. We're supposed to be able to go to the Democrat. What if it was reverse? What if what if Biden got an attempted assassination and the Republicans were saying all this stuff?
Yep.
Think about it.
But historically, the Republicans don't.
That's right. They don't.
They don't
They don't.
incite that violence. They're
They
not
don't.
so militant. Yes,
That's right.
they're more likely to talk about, their right to bear arms and why we should have that right continuously and try to protect their guns.
But that's why. Because of this kind of crap. If people in the audience would have had guns who saw him, they probably would have taken that dude out.
Yeah.
Right?
But
That's
they're
right.
still, even though they are locked and loaded, they're still not anywhere as militant
That's a good
as
point.
the people that are this mentally unstable to just be completely unhinged in an interview. I mean, I don't even know what he was. Where is this, like a podcast?
Yeah, he has like a big famous YouTube channel, and I think what do you call it? The other one, the Discord, and I think he talks to young people. I don't really know much about him either. I don't really because he just never appealed to me. He was way too lefty loony as far for me. I'm like, oh, dude, you're what?
Lefty loony.
I'm like,
I love
yeah,
it.
totally. It's like, no, I just not there. We might both be on, liberal, whatever that even means, but we do not align. I don't align with people like that. I find him to be quite obnoxious. And
It's not liberal anymore. It's just.
it's not. It's loony,
loony.
and it's loony. And also the other thing is that I just think they're such hypocrites. If you don't
Yes.
agree with them, you're a bad person, or you're Hitler, or you're okay.
Yeah.
That being said, this is the last one, and I wanted to save this one because this person is very famous, and I actually was at an event with this person in Israel, like about, gosh, it's been probably 6, 7 years at a
In
film
Israel?
festival. Yeah, in Israel, I was I got an award at an Israeli film festival for my work in um, adult stuff. Because I also made a documentary around my adult work and blah blah blah. But anyway, it's not a porn film festival; it's an actual real film festival. But my work sort of was progressive, and whatever you think about that, but it helped to raise the sort of awareness about trans men, and so anyway, she was there, and I was like, oh, we got along, we were talking, and always thought she was kind of cool. She's a little rough and a little gruff, but this literally, she's done. She's done. So I'm going to show it to you, and then we're going to have a conversation. Leah Delaria, I think her name is. She was on Orange is the New Black, and she's a very open comedian, like a big gay les you're going to see. And yeah. And oh my God. What? This is before the attempted. Now, I want to put it in context. Her rant was before the attempted.
Oh, this is the prior to the assassination attempt.
Yes, which is even more disturbing. Watch. Wait, let me cue it up here. Okay, here we go. Watch this.
Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a war. This is a war now, and we are fighting for our country. And these are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. You Clarence Uncle Thomas. Joe, you now have the right to take that Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler and this is 1940. Take him out. Blow him up.
Delulu.
Blow him up.
What did she
or
just
they'll
say?
blow us up.
Hitler. Again.
Facts.
A call to action. That sounded scary.
Thank you. So guess what? I went searching for this because I saw it somewhere, and I was like, shame on you. Shame on you. As a member of the same community you are, I am shame on you. I do not align with you. I do not agree with that. You do not call for the death. So it got deleted from Instagram, by the way.
As it should, though, because yes,
Yeah.
we have the freedom to say these things, but again, words have meaning.
That's right. It's irresponsible. Like I said, I think earlier, that people who have huge platforms need to be careful about what they're saying. Number one, they have the right to say it,
Right?
but you also got to understand how much power you have when you say stuff.
And accept the consequences of the
Thank
things
you.
that you say.
Thank you.
Which
Thank
people don't do.
I think she's going to be in
anymore.
very big hot water for this one, and I think a lot of people are going to come. Even people in our community are going to. It's not right. It's not right for her to say the thing. Take him out.
Right.
That's basically what you just said. A call to arms.
Yeah, and this is not lost on the trans community. Is the call to arms of people brandishing weapons and saying, "I'd
That's
like
right.
to see them come to me in the bathroom." It's like, ew.
Whatever. What? You're like, wait, you're asking for it. That's the part. It's what? Just like the weirdo with the crossbow. You're actually instigating. That is not, you are not in any way, shape, or form in a dangerous. I've been doing this for 32 years, people. I don't ever feel in danger. Okay. I don't confront people. I don't walk around going, F you, like, come on at me. I'm a tranny. That person is, that's right. That person is doing that with a bow and arrow, and like it's just, and then this kind of behavior.
And that's what I'm saying. Militant. It's so militant. We have a call to arms right here.
Yep.
And the other things that this person was saying is like, it's all assumption. It's all, oh, this is going to happen when, can you tell the future? Because I can't. I definitely can. But I cannot do that. But I also am not anywhere near this paranoid.
It was great to have you. I'm going to release this really soon because it's very relevant and important. And I think two trannies talking about Trump, TTT.
There you go. Trannies for Trump.
Trannies for Trump. Oh my God, it's so good.
Not necessarily voting for him.
Yeah,
but
right.
Support the man being an American.
I support him having the platform to say whatever he needs to say.
Exactly.
Like,
That
don't
part.
try it. Yeah. Do
That
not
part.
try that shit with me. Like, I support anyone's freedom of speech. That's what America is about. So you can't, if you don't like what he's saying, turn the channel.
Exactly.
Whatever, but don't tell you wish he was dead. That is sick. And let's send Trump great wishes that I hope that he is getting better. And I hope that, you know,
Prayers.
we're very happy that he didn't die from this, because that would have just been a whole other tragedy. And that, you know, I'm a believer of freedom of speech, and as a presidential candidate, he's supposed to be sitting up here. He's not supposed to be a target.
And a former president.
And a former, that's a great point. Thank you for saying that. Yes.
I mean,
yes,
so
that's
sad.
very important. And this idea that, oh, there's going to be camps. He was already president and there was no camps.
There was no camp.
These people are
Literally, it
insane.
was so much better all around.
Yeah, hate to say it.
Even
Yep.
trans people were still living.
I've lived like this forever through
I
all
know.
kinds of presidencies. Like, what are you people talking about? Like, right, maybe there's certain things I disagree with, but come on, man. You've got to stop the rhetoric. And that makes people hate us. They hate us. But because there's people like me and you and Blair and Marcus and a bunch of other people stepping up and saying this, the people are starting to see that we're transsexuals. We don't have anything to do with these wingnuts. We just want to live our lives and move on.
So remember, we're all pick-me's and we're all bootlickers.
Okay, fine with me. I'm good with that. I'll be a pick-me.
I was like, okay.
If it means I'm normal, I'm good with that.
Right. That part. Literally that part. If it
Yep.
means you're normal, sure.
Yep.
Call me a pick-me.
I got it. Good for me.
Pick me to be a normal, because
That's right.
I can't deal with this anymore.
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
it means. And pick me means you're actually normal. So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Yeah,
Proud
that's
pick
right.
me. Hashtag proud
pick
pick
me. That's a good one. T-shirt. Okay, everybody. I'll see you. Like, comment, leave Tori beautiful comments, and push this to people who need to see it. And if you can, join my member section. And I'll see you guys on the live on Wednesday. And have a beautiful rest of your day.